Have you ever watched Suits and found yourself in awe of Harvey Specter's unwavering confidence? The way he commands a room, the way he exudes self-assurance with every word and every stride? Yeah, me too. But here's the thing. That level of confidence doesn't come easy. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate through hard work, discomfort, and a whole lot of pushing past your insecurities. So, what makes Harvey Specter such an iconic character? Is it his sharp wit, his impeccable style, or is it that unshakable belief in himself that makes him so magnetic and inspiring to watch? Chances are, it's a combination of all those things, and that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video, because let's be real, we all want to channel our inner Harvey Specter in our daily lives, don't we? To walk into every room with our heads held high, to speak with confidence and conviction, and to approach every challenge with the unwavering belief that we've got what it takes to succeed. But here's the catch. True confidence is uncomfortable. It's about pushing past your self-doubts, embracing your flaws, and showing up as your most authentic self, even when it feels like the hardest thing in the world. So, are you ready to take on that challenge? To explore the key traits that make Harvey Specter the ultimate icon of success, and to learn how you can apply those same principles to your own life, because trust me, it won't be easy. But then again, what's stopping us from trying? Chapter 1: The Uncomfortable Journey to Confidence. Have you ever walked into a room, feeling like $1,000,000, only to have that confidence shattered by a single snide remark or judgmental glance? Yeah, me too. Insecurity has a way of creeping up on us like an unwanted guest, whispering self-doubt into our ears and making us question everything we thought we knew about ourselves. I remember those days all too well. Back in school, I was the prime target for bullies. They mocked me for the smallest, most nonsensical things, like wearing glasses. Hey, 4 eyes, how are you supposed to see without those? Or because I didn't wear any fancy designer clothes. Look at the poor kid, can't even afford a logo on his shirt. Little did they know, I had expensive clothes with no logos because I didn't want to look like a walking billboard. Those experiences were painful, but they taught me a valuable lesson. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized I needed to work on my confidence. I was a shell of a person, constantly seeking validation from others and allowing their opinions to dictate my self-worth. That's when I decided to take matters into my own hands. I started with affirmations, which felt like lies at first. I am worthy, I am enough. But slowly, those words started to sink in and I began to believe them. One affirmation that really resonated with me was, I am the architect of my own life, and I choose to build it with confidence. Along with affirmations, I found that faking it till I made it was a powerful strategy. I started to carry myself with more confidence, even when I didn't feel it. I practiced power poses and maintained eye contact during conversations. It was uncomfortable at first, but gradually it became second nature. During tough times, when insecurity threatened to creep back in, I reminded myself of how far it had come. I surrounded myself with positive people who lifted me up and celebrated my victories, no matter how small. True confidence isn't about never feeling insecure, it's about learning to embrace the discomfort and pushing through it anyway. Confidence is a journey, and let me tell you, it's one hell of an uncomfortable ride. Transforming from an insecure mess to a confident badass wasn't easy, but it was one of the most rewarding journeys I've ever embarked on. It involved countless hours of uncomfortable self-reflection, affirmations that felt like lies at first, and a whole lot of faking it till I made it. But here's the thing. Confidence isn't a destination, it's a never-ending journey of self-discovery and growth. There will always be moments of self-doubt and insecurity, but the key is to embrace them, learn from them, and keep pushing forward. So close your eyes and picture your most confident self. Imagine how you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the energy you exude. Now, take a deep breath and commit to becoming that person, one uncomfortable step at a time. It won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. Embrace the discomfort, push through the self-doubt, and remember that confidence is a journey, not a destination. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one walking into a room with your head held high, radiating confidence like a boss. Just don't forget to throw a wink my way and remind me of the good old days when we were both insecure messes trying to find our way. Let me tell you, that feeling of self-love and confidence was worth every ounce of discomfort. Chapter 2. Improving confidence through body language. You know that feeling when you walk into a room, shoulders hunched, arms crossed defensively, and eyes glued to the floor? It's like your body is physically manifesting your insecurities, screaming, "I'm small and insignificant" to the world. We've all been there, my friend, and let me tell you, it's not a good look. But here's the thing. True confidence isn't just a state of mind, it's a full body experience. And if you want to truly embody that self-assured swagger, you've got to start with your physical presence. Because let's be real, no amount of positive self-talk can undo the impact of a slouched, timid posture. Now, I know what you're thinking, but changing my body language feels so forced and uncomfortable. And you're absolutely right. Transforming the way you carry yourself is a journey. And it's not always a smooth one. There will be days when you slip back into old habits, when the insecurities feel overwhelming, and when the discomfort of putting yourself out there feels too much to bear. But that's when you have to dig deep. Remember your vision of your most confident self and keep pushing forward. Because here's the thing, confidence isn't a destination, it's a constant work in progress. And every time you catch yourself slouching or avoiding eye contact, it's an opportunity to course correct and reinforce those confident habits. So, let's talk about some common body language mistakes that can sabotage your confidence game. 1. The slouch, hunched shoulders, curved spine, and a general air of defeat. This posture screams, "I'm trying to make myself as small as possible," which is the opposite of what you want to project. 2. The arm cross. Crossing your arms can come across as defensive or closed off, even if you're just trying to get comfortable. 3. The wandering eyes. Avoiding eye contact is a surefire way to appear insecure and unconfident, even if you're just feeling a little shy. 4. The mumble. Speaking softly, trailing off, or letting your voice tremble can undermine even the most confident words. But fear not, my friend, because there are practical solutions to these confidence killers. Let's start with posture. 1. Stand tall. Imagine a string pulling your head towards the ceiling, lengthening your spine and opening up your chest. This simple adjustment can instantly make you appear more confident and in control. 2. Uncross those arms. Let your arms hang naturally at your sides or rest your hands on a table or desk. This open posture will make you appear more approachable and self-assured. 3. Make eye contact. Look people in the eye when you're speaking to them or when they're speaking to you. It shows that you're present, engaged, and confident in your interactions. Now, let's talk about speaking patterns. 1. Project your voice. Speak clearly and loudly enough to be heard without shouting. A strong, resonant voice commands attention and respect. Slow down. Rushing through your words can make you sound nervous or unsure. Take your time and enunciate each word with confidence. 2. Eliminate filler words. You know the ones. You know. These verbal tics can undermine your authority and make you sound less confident. And here's the kicker. The more you practice these confident body language and speaking patterns, the more natural they will become. It's all about faking it till you make it, my friend. So keep standing tall, making eye contact, and projecting your voice with authority. Because before you know it, that confident self-presentation won't feel like an act anymore. It will be a natural extension of the self-assured, badass version of yourself that you've been working so hard to become. And when you catch yourself slipping back into old habits, don't beat yourself up. Just take a deep breath, adjust your posture, and keep pushing forward. Because confidence isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every small step counts. Chapter 3. Pushing through discomfort to build new habits. Let's be real for a second. Changing deeply ingrained habits and patterns is about as comfortable as walking barefoot over hot coals. Whether it's breaking a bad habit or building a new, more confident one, that initial discomfort can feel downright excruciating. But here's the thing, that discomfort, that's the price of admission for real lasting change. It's the growing pains that come with stretching beyond your comfort zone and pushing yourself to new heights. I'll never forget the first time I tried positive affirmations. Standing in front of the mirror, repeating phrases like "I am confident" and "I am worthy" felt like the biggest fraud on the planet. The words felt hollow and the whole experience was just plain awkward. But you know what? I kept at it. day after day, I forced myself to look in that mirror and speak those affirmations out loud, no matter how cringe-worthy it felt. And slowly, ever so slowly, something started to shift. Those once empty words began to carry weight. The more I repeated them, the more I started to believe them. And before I knew it, those affirmations weren't just words. They were a part of my identity, a mantra that I carried with me wherever I went. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Pushing through that initial discomfort was tough. There were days when I wanted to give up, when the negative self-talk felt louder than ever, and when the idea of stepping out of my comfort zone seemed downright terrifying. But here's the thing, that discomfort, that's the fuel that propelled me towards my goals. It was the fire that forged me into a more confident, self-assured version of myself. Because here's the harsh truth. If you keep reinforcing those negative thoughts and insecurities, they'll become your reality. But if you force yourself to generate confidence first, even when it feels like the biggest lie, the positive changes will follow. And let me tell you, the benefits of pushing through that discomfort were surprising and far-reaching. Not only did I start to carry myself with more confidence, but I also found that I was taking more risks, speaking up more in meetings, and generally feeling more comfortable in my own skin. I remember one particular moment when embracing the discomfort led to a major breakthrough. I was at a networking event, and normally I would have spent the entire time huddled in a corner, avoiding eye contact and small talk at all costs. But this time I took a deep breath, straightened my posture, and forced myself to introduce myself to a group of strangers. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. Did I feel like an imposter at first? You bet. But as I kept pushing through that discomfort, something incredible happened. I started to feel more at ease. The conversation flowed more naturally, and before I knew it, I was laughing and making genuine connections. That moment was a turning point for me. It showed me that the discomfort was temporary, but the rewards of pushing through it were lasting. And from that point on, I made a conscious effort to embrace the discomfort, to use it as fuel to keep growing and stretching beyond my comfort zone. So what's the secret to pushing through that discomfort and building new, confident habits? Persistence, my friend. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's uncomfortable, and trusting that the discomfort is temporary, but the results will be lasting. It's about catching yourself when you slip back into old patterns and gently course correcting. It's about celebrating the small wins and using them as fuel to keep going. And most importantly, it's about being kind to yourself throughout the process. Because let's be real, changing deeply ingrained habits is hard work, and there will be setbacks along the way. But instead of beating yourself up, use those moments as opportunities to recommit to your goals and keep pushing forward. So, embrace the discomfort, my friend. Lean into it and let it be the catalyst for the change you've been craving. Because on the other side of that discomfort lies a more confident, self-assured version of yourself. One that's worth every ounce of effort it took to get there. Chapter 4. Small consistent actions for confidence. You know that feeling when you set a big, ambitious goal for yourself, only to get overwhelmed and give up before you even start? We've all been there, my friend. Whether it's vowing to wake up at 5 AM every day to hit the gym, or promising yourself that you'll finally become the life of the party, those drastic changes can feel downright impossible. But here's the thing, true confidence isn't built overnight. It's not about making one big sweeping change and expecting everything to fall into place. Nope, confidence is a slow burn, a gradual process of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Let's go back to that whole waking up at 5 AM to exercise thing. For someone who's used to hitting the snooze button a dozen times before finally rolling out of bed, that kind of drastic change is a recipe for disaster. But what if, instead of going all in, you started with something smaller, something more manageable? Maybe it's setting your alarm for 6:30 AM, just 30 minutes earlier than usual, or perhaps it's committing to a 10-minute walk around the block before work. The key is to start small, to set a goal that feels achievable, and to follow through on it consistently. Because here's the thing, every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you're building trust in your own ability to follow through. And that trust, that's the foundation of true confidence. It's like a muscle that gets stronger with every rep, every small action that proves to yourself that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are unstoppable. Now I know what you're thinking, but how can something so small really make a difference? And that's a fair question, but here's the thing. Those small actions have a ripple effect that extends far beyond the initial goal. Let's say you start waking up 30 minutes earlier each day. Sure, that extra half hour might not seem like much, but over time you'll start to notice a shift in your energy levels, your productivity, and your overall sense of accomplishment. And as those positive changes start to compound, you'll find yourself feeling more confident in other areas of your life too. Suddenly, that social interaction that used to fill you with dread doesn't seem so scary anymore. Because when you realize that everyone is preoccupied with their own insecurities and that your own insecurities often project onto others, it becomes easier to let go of that self-consciousness and just be yourself. And that's the real power of small, consistent actions. They build momentum, they create a positive feedback loop, and they reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals, one step at a time. So, how can you start building confidence with tiny, manageable steps? It could be something as simple as making your bed every morning, or taking a few minutes to practice positive affirmations in the mirror. Maybe it's committing to drinking more water throughout the day, or setting aside 10 minutes for a quick stretch or meditation session. The key is to find something that feels achievable, something that you can consistently follow through on, and use that as a foundation to build upon. And as you start to stack those small wins, you'll find that trusting yourself becomes easier and easier. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you're reinforcing the belief that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are in control of your own growth and development. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Building confidence is a long game. It's not about quick fixes or overnight transformations. It's about showing up day after day, week after week, and trusting in the process. But here's the thing, that process, it's worth it. Because on the other side of those small, consistent actions lies a version of yourself that's more self-assured, more resilient, and more confident than you ever thought possible. So, start small, my friend. Set that achievable goal and follow through on it consistently. And as you start to build that trust in yourself, watch as that confidence starts to ripple out into every aspect of your life. Because at the end of the day, confidence isn't about faking it until you make it. It's about taking those small, consistent actions that prove to yourself, time and time again, that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are unstoppable. Chapter 5. Confident people don't need to bring others down. Have you ever been around that one person who just can't seem to give a genuine compliment? The one who always has to follow up a nice outfit with a backhanded "for you"? Or the one who constantly puts others down to make themselves feel better? Yeah, we've all encountered those insecure energy vampires. And let me tell you, it's not a good look. Because here's the thing. Truly confident people don't need to bring others down to feel good about themselves. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you truly believe in your own worth, you don't need external validation or to diminish others to feel confident. Instead, you approach every interaction with the mindset of lifting others up, celebrating their strengths, and spreading that contagious confidence far and wide. I'll be the first to admit that I used to be one of those people trapped in the comparison cycle. Back in my socially anxious days, I was so preoccupied with how others perceived me that I couldn't help but nitpick and criticize everyone around me. It was like I was desperately trying to find flaws in others to validate my own insecurities. But here's the harsh truth. That behavior didn't make me feel any better about myself. In fact, it only perpetuated a cycle of negativity and self-doubt. Because when you're constantly focused on tearing others down, you're subconsciously reinforcing the belief that you're not good enough as you are. It wasn't until I started working on my own self-worth that I realized just how toxic that mindset was. Slowly but surely, I began to shift my focus from others' perceived flaws to my own strengths and unique qualities. And you know what? It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Suddenly, I didn't feel the need to compare myself to others or put them down to feel better, because when you truly believe in your own worth, you don't need external validation or to diminish others to feel confident. Instead, I found myself genuinely excited to interact with new people and share my presence with the world. So how can you break free from the comparison trap and start focusing on your own growth? Here are a few practical tips. 1. Practice self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for perceived flaws or shortcomings, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would a close friend. 2. Celebrate your wins. Make a conscious effort to acknowledge and celebrate your own accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. Limit your exposure to negative influences or people who constantly engage in comparison and criticism. 4. Develop a growth mindset. Embrace the idea that your abilities and qualities are not fixed, but can be developed and improved over time. 5. Focus on your journey. Instead of comparing yourself to others, concentrate on your own personal growth and progress. And let me tell you, the benefits of focusing on your own growth rather than comparing yourself to others are profound. Not only will you cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth and confidence, but you will also find yourself approaching new situations with a sense of excitement and eagerness rather than fear or anxiety. Because when you truly love and accept yourself, you won't need to bring others down to feel good. You'll be too busy shining your light and inspiring others to do the same. And that, my friend, is the true essence of confidence. The ability to lift others up while simultaneously embracing your own unique worth and potential. So, the next time you catch yourself nitpicking or criticizing someone else, take a step back and ask yourself, is this coming from a place of confidence or insecurity? And if it's the latter, make a conscious effort to shift your mindset. Because when you truly love and accept yourself, you won't need to bring others down to feel good. You'll be too busy shining your light and inspiring others to do the same. Chapter 6. Believe in yourself and your unique qualities. Let's get one thing straight. We've all been there. That moment when you look in the mirror and see nothing but flaws, insecurities, and a nagging voice in your head telling you that you're just not good enough. It's a feeling that can be soul-crushing, confidence-shattering, and downright uncomfortable. But here's the thing, my friend. That voice, it's a liar. A dirty, rotten liar that's trying to keep you small, to keep you from embracing the unique, one-of-a-kind badass that you truly are. And trust me, silencing that inner critic and truly believing in yourself is no easy feat. Confidence isn't something that just magically appears one day. It's a muscle that requires continuous effort, maintenance, and a whole lot of uncomfortable growing pains. But here's the thing, you've got this. You have the power to rewrite that negative narrative, to look that insecurity square in the eye and say, not today, buddy, not today. Because the truth is, we all have something special to offer this world, whether it's a unique perspective, a killer sense of humor, or a talent that's just waiting to be unleashed. Each and every one of us has the potential to make an impact and inspire others simply by being our authentic, unapologetic selves. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easy for you to say, but how do I actually do this? And that's a fair question. Believe me, I've been there, struggling to find the confidence to embrace my own quirks and talents. But you know what helped me? Role models. People who weren't afraid to be themselves, to own their unique qualities, and to pave the way for others to do the same. One of my biggest role models is Ali Abdaal. If you're not familiar with him, Ali is a YouTuber, entrepreneur, and all-around productivity powerhouse. But what really inspires me about him is his unwavering belief in himself and his ability to turn his passions into a thriving career. From his humble beginnings as a medical student to his current success as a content creator and business owner, Ali has always stayed true to himself and his values. And that authenticity, that's what makes him so magnetic and inspiring to watch. I found Ali's channel a few years ago, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. His content not only helped me become a more productive and organized individual, but it also inspired me to embrace my own unique strengths and pursue my passions with confidence. So, if you're looking for a little confidence boost, do yourself a favor and check out Ali's content. And while you're at it, take a moment to thank him for helping me and countless others become a better version of ourselves. But here's the real kicker. As much as we all need role models and sources of inspiration, we also need to be those role models for each other. Because the truth is, we're all in this together, navigating the ups and downs of self-doubt and insecurity. And that's why vulnerability and lifting each other up is so damn important. When we have the courage to share our struggles, our fears, and our insecurities, we create a ripple effect of empathy and understanding that can be truly transformative. It's about building a support system, whether it's a trusted friend, a mentor, or even an online community of like-minded individuals that can help you through those moments of self-doubt and remind you of your inherent worth. Because let's be real, vulnerability is uncomfortable. It's messy, it's raw, and it can feel like you're exposing your deepest insecurities to the world. But here's the thing, when you open yourself up and allow others to see the real, unfiltered you create space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Connections that can help you navigate the ups and downs of the confidence journey and remind you that you're not alone in your struggles. So, how can you find role models who inspire you to believe in yourself? Start by looking for people who embody the qualities you admire, whether it's their resilience, their creativity, or their unwavering self-belief. Follow them on social media, read their books or watch their videos, and allow their energy to seep into your own life. And when it comes to building a support system, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Join online communities, attend local meetups, or simply reach out to friends or family members who you know will have your back. Because at the end of the day, confidence isn't a solo journey. It's a collective effort fueled by the love, support, and inspiration of those around us. And who knows, maybe one day someone will look at you and see the role model they have been searching for, the living, breathing embodiment of confidence, self-belief, and the courage to embrace their own unique badassery. Because at the end of the day, that's what confidence is all about. Believing in yourself, flaws and all, and using that self-assurance to inspire others to do the same. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, and it's a lifelong journey, but trust me, it's a journey worth taking. Chapter 7, Overcoming Insecurity. Alright my friends, if you're still with me at this point, give yourselves a round of applause. Seriously, pat yourselves on the back, because you've just taken a major step in your confidence journey by sticking with me until the very end. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wow, this person really loves the sound of their own voice, don't they? And you know what, you're absolutely right, because if I'm being brutally honest here, there's a little voice in the back of my head that's been whispering those exact words throughout this entire process. Who do you think you are, trying to give advice on confidence? Nobody cares what you have to say. You're just going to embarrass yourself. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so, because we've all been there, haven't we? That nagging sense of insecurity, that little gremlin on our shoulder telling us that we're not good enough, that we don't have anything valuable to contribute. But here's the thing, that voice, it's a liar, a dirty, rotten liar that's trying to keep us small, to keep us from sharing our unique perspectives and experiences with the world. And you know what, I'm done listening to it, because the truth is, I do have something to say, we all do. Each and every one of us has a story to tell, a message to share, a unique perspective that could potentially change someone's life for the better. Sure, it's uncomfortable. Putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable to criticism and judgment, it's not exactly a walk in the park. But you know what's even more uncomfortable? Staying silent, letting that insecurity win, depriving the world of your voice, your talents, your brilliance. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a deep breath, square my shoulders, and hit that upload button with confidence. Because at the end of the day, this video isn't just for me, it's for anyone out there who's ever struggled with self-doubt, who's ever felt like they're not good enough, who's ever let insecurity hold them back from sharing their message with the world. And if even one person watches this and feels a little bit more empowered, a little bit more confident in their own skin, then it will have all been worth it. Because that's what this journey is all about, isn't it? It's about pushing through the discomfort, embracing the vulnerability, and using our voices to lift each other up. It's about recognizing that we're all in this together, and that by sharing our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs, we can create a ripple effect of inspiration and empowerment that extends far beyond ourselves. So, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me until the end, for being a part of this journey, and for having the courage to confront your own insecurities alongside me. Because at the end of the day, that's what true confidence is all about. Showing up, being seen, and using your voice to make a difference, one uncomfortable step at a time.